So it is well known at this point, it's been well known for months, that Jon Jones is moving up to heavyweight. He's bulked up, he's gained a lot of weight, he's been lifting heavy, he's been eating big, he's supposedly around 245, 250 pounds by now. And he is supposed to fight the winner of Francis Ngannou and Stipe Miocic, who clearly is Francis Ngannou. He goes on Twitter and says, "Show me the money." That's debatable on, people will debate on if that means he doesn't really want to take the fight. He might negotiate himself out of the fight. I think this fight will happen. I think the UFC has to make it happen. I've heard some people say, I've heard particularly Chael Sonnen, I believe, said, he doesn't think Dana White will feel obligated to make this fight happen because Ngannou fighting Lewis would be a big fight. Ngannou fighting Stipe for a third time would be a big fight. He basically saying Ngannou can fight anyone and it'd be a huge fight, and he's right. But Ngannou versus Jon Jones could be potentially the biggest fight ever. It could be, potentially. I'm not saying it would be, but it has the potential to be the biggest UFC matchup ever made. I mean, Jon Jones is undefeated, 26 and 1 DQ, and then Francis, definitely would be his scariest opponent ever. This would be McGregor-Khabib level matchmaking, which I don't think it'd be a bigger fight than McGregor-Khabib, but I think it might be just second to that, it might be just second to that. So I do think the UFC really has to try to make this happen. I think they should pay Jon Jones whatever it takes to get him out there, obviously, if it's within reason. But, seeing what Ngannou did to Jon Jones there, that is going to be tough for Jon. And if Jon is able to go out there and get a victory over a guy who just viciously KO'd Stipe Miocic, that will go to show how great Jon is. But, I don't want to take anything away from Stipe because Stipe beat Ngannou as well. But this improved version of Ngannou is very, very scary. I even saw a picture comparing the Francis on the scale when the first time he fought Stipe and this time when he's just standing flexing on the scale, and he has a very, very different body composition now. In the first fight he was a lot bulkier, In this fight he's a lot leaner, looks like he probably can maintain a much better gas tank than he could in the first fight with Stipe. And he did go, the fight only lasted to the first minute of the second round, but, he looked fine past the first round, but, still only less than 6 minutes in. But, I think obviously Jon would have to push the fight to deep waters, get Francis on the ground. I do think that if, and this is the one thing that, I do think that if Jon Jones had a hold of the Francis's leg the way Stipe did, I think he probably could have finished that single leg takedown. But I don't know, because Francis did stuff it very well. But there was a moment there where he was a little off, seemed like he was a little off balance. But Jon has to go in there big and strong for sure. Like the rumor is he's 250 pounds. I think he has to be about at least 250 to have success, to have very good success taking down Ngannou, because Ngannou's big, strong, powerful hips, and he showed adequate takedown defense against Stipe, who's one of the best wrestlers in the heavyweight division, and obviously Jon glorified Greco-Roman background, and one of the best to do it when it comes to wrestling as well, but in the UFC, of course. But I just, it's just very tough to see someone taking the punishment that Francis Ngannou can give on the feet, and if he does stuff one or two of your takedowns, I just don't see who's gonna beat him on the feet, because he's gonna land, he's gonna land, and it's like, when he lands, can you take it? You know, and you might be able to take one like Stipe. You might be able to take two. You might be able to take the head kick. You might be able to take the first left hand, but can you take the second left hand? You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, it just seems like a very tough matchup for anybody, especially on the feet. You know, you'd need like a Habib level wrestler up there to handle this guy. You know what I mean? Like we need it'd be cool to see DC, you know, try to get in there and wrestle him. But no, yeah, you know, I think John could have success though. I think, um, but the thing is, man, Ngannou just went out there and destroyed Stipe. You know, that's not just any average Joe. You know what I mean? So it's definitely would be the toughest matchup of John's career, and that's why I think it'd be such a huge fight. You know, and why the UFC really should try to put that fight on. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that would be a tremendous fight. Very impressive performance from Ngannou. Be interesting to see if Jones really wants that fight. I think he does. You know, I think he does. I think he'll get it. I think he'll take it. You know, but man, will he be able to take that punishment? You know. Also, I think their reach is in relatively similar range. Normally, Jones used to have a longer reach. He may have an inch or two more, but I think it's fairly close, you know, fairly close. So he's not going to be used to that either, you know. And also, Francis looked so patient in there, you know. He wasn't just bomb rushing, trying to take Stipe's head off, you know, how he just grits his teeth and throws some winging shots. And while that might work against certain guys, which actually that's kind of how he knocked out Rosenstrike, which before yesterday was his last fight. But against Stipe, he looked so patient, and that's what he's going to need to look like against Jon Jones as well. You know, and honestly, that's what he should look like against most people, because that was a very high level performance. You know, that was not just him going out there and winging big shots. You know, that was a high level performance, and he looked scary. You know, he looked scary, and him and Jones, I think, needs to happen. Let me know what you guys think. You know, leave a comment. Let me know if you like the video. Leave a like. Subscribe for more videos like this one. And thank you very much for watching.